Arhu is here.
Arhu's here.
Yeah.
Arhu, are you hanging out? Ow. Ow.
What?
Ow. Ow. What the fuck, man?
What'd you do?
We burned to death right here, apparently. Apparently there's
Weird.
lava around here somewhere that did 30,000 damage to both of us.
Oh,
But you just walked straight through the same area and you were fine, so I'm a little confused. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave at least alive if you want to do the conversation. I can listen in now.
Out of Scrolls of Resurrection and avoid that in the future if we can.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Alright, well, let's see. Did we kill him? Yes. So I have. His reign of terror is over. Forever.
Magnificent. Oh, truly wondrous. I feel like a prisoner set free. Free to bask in the daylight once more. I was so fearful. Petrified almost in the knowledge that I might see him again. You see, I knew the Mad King. In fact, I served him.
Come again?
I'm a wizard hunter, and that means I've seen many centuries pass me by. They weren't always happy ones, and you may take that as an understatement. I was once under Brachus's thrall, bound to him by perfidious magic. Life was an endless cycle of servitude, torture, and humiliation. Only after the first source hunters skewered him like the pig he was did my nightmare end. As you can imagine, I was afraid beyond all measure that the fiend would enslave us all once more. That I'd be cast back into the rank pit that was my past. But he hasn't, and he never will. Thank you. I will never forget this act of valor.
Asked Brachus about Cassandra. Turns out she was his sister. The sister with the man-cat.
So you have heard of her? Yes. I knew Cassandra. She was a sweet girl when we met. Hardly a woman yet. The very opposite of her deranged brother, who did not hesitate to butcher her for his own benefit. We were fast friends in those days. Aye, more than friends. Until he took her down to the dungeons and she returned a woman no longer. A twisted lich had she become, with a twisted mind to match her grisly new shape.
Why did Brachus turn his own sister into a lich?
He remorselessly and relentlessly sought ways to cheat death. Cassandra and he were soul-forged, so he knew that if she would die, he would die. And so he turned her into a lich. Turned her into a creature neither living nor dead, so that he could break the soul forge without destroying himself in the process. Giving the matter no further thought, he rid his sister of her humanity, so as to rid himself of a spell that could threaten him. Such a man was Brachus Rex. Immortal in his mind and immortal to be in effect. As your swords and spells have demonstrated, though, to this world's everlasting contentment, his deranged fancy was not to be.
If Cassandra was an immortal lich, where is she now?
I don't know. When the Source Hunters besieged Brachus' castle, I sought only to escape. I never heard of her again.
Truly? Even though, as you say, you and Cassandra were more than friends?
Yes. I longed for freedom, for release. When I saw my chance, I ran and never looked back.
So now that Brachus has been dealt with, what's next?
You have foiled one of Leandra's vile designs. That much is certain. But I highly doubt you forestalled her endgame, whatever that may be. It is therefore imperative that we find her sister Ikara. As you've learned from the accursed duo that was Jake and Evelyn, the White Witch is somehow involved. I will vouch for her gentle nature, but alas, I cannot vouch for her current state of mind. Has she been corrupted by her sister, perhaps? Or have they become enemies locked in a murderous game of cat and mouse? There's no way of knowing until you find her. What I do know is that she lives in a cabin deep in Luculla forest to the north. If anywhere, that is where I advise your travels should take you next.
I will take my leave.
Very well, Hunter. My gratitude is yours, as is my service.
That's it! Brachus Rex is dead. The way he spoke about our forebears was horrific. I wonder how many Source Hunters had to die before the Source King was deposed.
He was a man utterly corrupted by Source. Don't waste a moment thinking on his crimes. Especially not when we have a world of work ahead of us.
Yes, forward is the only way we can look now. This Source cult runs deeper than we dreamt. We must stamp it out before another Brachus Rex rises.
Yeah, we're both pragmatic.
Pragmatic.
As we got a chest over here, I can't open
wait,
up.
No, never mind. Poison's good. Yay! Sweet poison. So that was straightforward enough. It's funny how that was actually a pretty easy fight after all the actually tough fights we had along the way. You monster.
Deal with it. Oh, hey, Bear Daughter has something to say.
Why must you punish my
Strange,
love?
Source Hunter. I have heard many tales of Brachus Rex, the radiant ruler, and King Brachus, boon of our blighted land. How can it be that the stories sang him a hero when he was in fact an evil tyrant?
Because he wrote those stories?
History is not written by power. It is written by power, not by truth. There's no more truth to those stories than there are fish in the sky.
It's true. Histories are little more than the propaganda of their writers. The stories of Brachus are no different.
But you cannot think that all the stories of old are fiction. What about Threes? What about Amira? And the cycles of the Elven bards? If they are false, if they are written by power, as you say, what good can they be? A wise man such as Jarrett would not have bothered with propaganda, as you say. He's a man of learning. No, I am certain you are wrong in this, Source Hunter.
Well, is there anything? Hey, arrow shaft and arrow
is she denying that any stories can be wrong or something?
So her lover, Jarrett. The way they pronounce some things in this game confuse me. Like
who she's a little obsessed with.
Yeah, well, I think like they are actually married or lovers or something, and the reason why she's like out and about is she's looking for him. I don't know if we've missed that dialogue, but like,
yeah, I don't know. She just suddenly mentions him every now and then. I don't think I have a resurrection scroll. Wow, this inventory just keeps going.
Yeah.
I don't see a resurrection scroll in here. I see an oil barrel. Why do I have this?
You probably picked it up by accident. I'm gonna go talk to a bunny.
You're gonna go talk to a bunny?
Yep.
Where is said bunny?
Teleport to me.
Oh, right.
And we will bunny
while.
conversate. The bunny wants to talk to us. What's the matter, fella? Cat got your tongue?
The rabbit nods and points to the northeast. The cat that got its tongue must have wandered off in that direction.
What? Cat literally got its tongue? By the way, I am styling as fuck in this neon-ass robe. Look what you've done to me.
You look like you're going around in a
look how bright I am.
or something. Jeez.
Especially with the two glowing wands that are both the same element behind me. Like,
I love your helmet, though. Your helmet and Bear Daughter's helmet just make both of you just look like semi-dirty hobos that have managed to get your hands. Actually, all of us look like weird, kind of dirty hobo people.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many alternatives to that.
Gonna be honest though, my helmet doesn't make me look much better. Can you like zoom in and take a look at how my helmet sits on my character's head?
The way that it looks like it's weirdly high compared to everything else.
Yeah,
there's like a big
gives him a
gap.
good like 4 inches on top of his head. Which
there's
feels
a nice
really,
clear line
really
that says
wrong.
cut here. It was a weird choice of tattoo.
Yeah.
Probably should have opted out of that one.
I mean, isometric games, man, they don't need to care. They don't need to bother.
New zone.
Well, new map.
I took a look at the quest list, not to actually read what the quests were, but just to see what the list was. Arhu.
Sorcery abounds, doesn't it? Oh, right, before we do anything. Before we forget and he leaves, I'm gonna buy all of his...
Resurrection scrolls?
Yeah.
So I took a look at the quest list, not to like spoil the quests themselves, but just to see what it was shaped like, and this game is... It's a much larger scale game, obviously, but it has the same thing as Bound by Flame, where every subsequent act out of the 4 acts massively downscales the number of side quests.
Yeah. Okay with that, though.
To the point where I think like half the game's side quests were actually in the first zone. And
it speeds things along a little bit.
I think by the time you get to the last zone, there's about as many side quests as there are main quests. So we're actually pretty far along in the game's overall content, even though we're only 1/4 of the way through the story.
Yeah.
Although the subsequent chapters also have more story missions.
Yeah. Let's see. Sorcerer Bounds, does it?
It surrounds us here, like an invisible mist. Takes cat's eyes to see it creep. Even so, it's plain as day to the east, all about Ikara's cabin. Immaculate's beset it, no doubt under Leandra's orders. If she has ordered such thorough defenses of her sister's cabin, we may be certain that whatever lies within will be a prize more precious than butter-baked place. That means Ikara herself must be there, Hunter, and it is essential that you find her. Only she can shed light on the details of Leandra's plans.
I thank you for your counsel. Time to mosey on.
Ha! Zigzags would see you dash rather than mosey. But matters such as these require a thoughtful approach. Leandra and her cronies may be lunatics all, but they're far from brainless. So be wary, Hunter, and be safe.
Well...
Alright.
So we've got Witch's Cabin, or let's go north, actually, first, to Silverglen.
Now I want to look up what a butter-baked place is.
Place is?
Place, I think? Yeah, P-L-A-I-C.
P-L-A-I-S-E, I believe. It is a fish.
Oh.
It is a dumb-looking flat fish.
Damn it, it's because he's a fucking cat.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I just forgot about the cat part for a second there. Oh shit!
I figured the whole cat business.
I wandered into an earth elemental fight and some plants.
Oh.
They're coming for me.
I'm in a conversation.
Ow. How are you in a conversation? With what?
There's a dude. Source Hunter.
This game is so awkwardly implemented in the co-op. Alright, well this is one of those moments where the co-op falls apart.
He's a tour guide. You know what? Surprise! I'm here now.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
We are. This is... Me llamo,
what is
Wanderbot.
What is Earth weak against? Oh, water.
No, that's probably fire. I wouldn't be surprised if... no, air probably doesn't work against him. Fire, maybe. Being as there are wooden parts and grassy bits?
That's not what... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well.
Wait, we knew this earlier. Remember with the, elementals?
Yeah, we knew it at some point, but oh well.
Fire. Yeah, because we use the fire against the poison shrine, electricity against the water shrine, water against the... Yeah, it's a square, and they go around...
Why do I have...
on each other. Yeah.
I have 2 blitz bolts on my bar. How did I do that? Mistakes have been made. Mistakes were made, you know? Mistakes were made.
You were doing things.
Huh, that did more damage, I think.
Let's see. I can check. Though Blitzbolt does more damage because it doesn't have a burning effect.
Bam! That does even more damage, and that was an air-based attack. Oh no, yeah, so I have no idea. More spell effects. Nope, there we go. Oh right, that's just a freeze. Whoops. Well, that happened. We're all nicely packed together for a nice AoE attack from the enemy.
That's okay.
So was that guy talking about something?
You don't have a leg to stand on.
Look, poison.
Well,
How'd you get the exploding poison to show up?
I do fire damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird. Where'd the poison come from? Just hitting him?
They're earth. They do poison. God damn.
Alright. That was some damage
Wow.
coming in. You're gonna have a good chapter. You're gonna have a good chapter. So was that guy back there talking about anything important?
No. He was just talking about people that we can, like, interact with in town. I'm just gonna accept the fire damage. Ooh, that was a lot of fire damage.
We're all very proud of you. Oh, he's hitting back. Yeah, angry.
Yeah, there's... So my current amulet makes me explode with fire damage in response.
Oh, there goes my turn. Let's do some ice for funsies.
I conjure the spear of the Winter
Nope, that didn't do much. Ah, well. I really should have just staffed him. You are very much dying. Did we lose you?
Yeah, just a little bit. Let's see.
It's the unending dark.
Sorry.
I'm like, is he gonna hit him with his axe? I don't think there's that many decisions to make.
I did not realize it was my turn in the turn order. You know what, I'm just gonna drink a bunch of these.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
one of my
That
two
was
characters
effective.
should have really healed you. Oh, I guess they'll heal her now because she's dying. Oh, she might
Do
be
they
dead.
do both? Oh wait, because she is gone.
Wow, get wrecked apparently.
Fuck.
What's my
Yeah, because
staff
she was on
range?
fire. Because she was on
Oh.
fire, things just get nonsensical. Yeah, I think rain is maybe a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably the thing to do.
A little bit late for me, but
A
still.
lot of fires happening around here.
I noticed they ramped up the damage pretty heavily between the last area and then this one.
Oh,
Oh, because there's ice on the ground. Hammer time.
oh, I'm so good at doing that. Such a problem. Alright, so this will cost me 5 AP, so I can spend this much getting in range. Don't... fuck. So much for that. I spent my turn tripping. Tripping balls, man. All the balls.
Oh, I see. Out of range. Oh, it's because of that stupid... Serious?
That ice spell was such a bad idea. It didn't even accomplish anything damage-wise, and it tripped both my characters.
On the mend.
Okay. I'm glad I've got the morning person perk.
What's the morning person perk?
Okay, dude. Morning person makes it so, when... Oh, that didn't work. Whenever you resurrect a character, they come back at full health.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is really nice.
So does it affect the person being resurrected or the person resurrecting?
Person resurrected.
So Bear Daughter has the perk?
Both of my characters have the perk.
Oh.
Yeah. I figured it made sense, considering how often both of my characters die over yours.
I wonder what it's like to roll with 4 characters that all have... if they all have Geomancy and Zombie and Poison attacks.
It'd be impressive.
When they all
Jahan
stand
is-
up again.
Jahan wants to talk to us.
He's
I should
gonna have to
probably
stand up
heal.
for that first.
I should probably heal myself. There's a poison cloud if you want to go run around in it.
I'm full health.
Oh, well, never mind. I'm the only one that took damage there because...
Well, besides the dead person. One of you died,
well,
remember?
I mean, I consider both my characters to be extensions. Apparently these plants had eyeballs.
And animal hide.
I guess they probably ate things, but still.
Maybe.
The amount of loot that we received from that is lackluster. You gonna talk to Jahan?
Sure.
We're
He'll
just
stop
gonna
moving
ignore
for a
him.
second.
Degenerates here claim they have been cleansed. But I can still smell the stink of persisting putrescence wafting from their grimy flesh. Silver Glen, this place sickens me.
I see no evidence of sickness about me. Why take it to heart so?
I can tell you if you wish, but you'd have to listen to the tale of my life. Because my future, such as it is rooted deeply into my history.
You want to find out why he's a dick? Wander?
Or you can just press 4.
Just like, get out of here.
You'd have to learn my tragic backstory. Get the fuck out of here, Jahan. I don't want you anymore. Yeah, I mean, we might as well go.
Yeah.
Go with hearing his backstory.
Tell me more about your history, Jahan, if you please.
So I shall.
Why don't you start at the beginning?
Once upon a time,
He really started that
I was
way.
a king in a land of beauty to the east. A land of tigers and slender towers, of deserts and forests, of sun and all the world's wealth. I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have killed his own brother if I promised to take his daughter's hand in marriage. But I refused their incessant implorations. I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also a self-delusory one, if I weren't to marry for love. And so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, whereas the queen's throne remained empty but for the court's cats that would nap the afternoons away upon its velvet cushions. But then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom. She was a poetess and a storyteller. People flocked to her, listened to her every word as if receiving mantras from the divines. I invited her to my palace, and soon our days, our nights, our love and our lives intertwined.
Tell me more about your lover.
Hiraka. How I miss her still. Miss the brilliance of her mind that was both as sparkling and as unbreakable as the diamonds that adorned her body. Oh, and how I miss her body. 1,000 artists I could have commanded, show me beauty. But she would have effortlessly surpassed their every endeavor, and curving her lips into a smile, make them break their sculptures in tearful impotence. And yet, true happiness, that commodity more precious and even more fleeting than the dominion of kings, sang to us like the nightingale, only to depart come the dawn of our first year's unity. A malady overtook me, and I began to wither.
Tell me about the malady that overtook you.
It was an unparalleled horror. Scores of physicians flocked to my bedside. They traveled from realms across the seas hoping to cure the mighty Jehan, undo the gloom that had befallen the land, and mere vultures that they were, to be paid handsomely for their efforts. But none of their potions took effect. Their salves seared, but did not soothe my fading flesh. Like a ghoul I looked, unburied yet risen from the grave. In futile anger I struck my mirror, but broke my brittle fingers only, not its ever-mocking surface.
So then how did you manage to cure yourself?
It went like this, Hunter. If a ghoul I had become, so a dark turn of thought convinced me, a ghoul's methods I should employ to escape the labyrinthian crypt of corporeal corruption. A necromancer I'd be. Yes, Only from deep within the deliriums of death would I tunnel my way back into the gardens of life. I did unspeakable things in the dusky dungeons that twist like forgotten veins to long-deceased organs far beneath my castle's sunlit halls. Halls which held my throne and held the bed upon which Heraka slept, her very touch blessing the satin she reposed upon. Still there came no relief. Perversions I created in scores, but they were mere undead all. Creatures so piteous that the thought of cheating death in their guise frightened me more than the swing of the scythe itself. Like mosquitoes in the night, panic and despair beset me until I turned to that darkest of all arts, demonology.
So you, of all people, turn to demonology.
It had to be. There was no other way. I could feel the life slipping out of me like love out of a betrayed spouse's heart. So I studied tomes so old the dust that fell from their centuries' unperused pages never knew the light of the stars that now shine. I drew forbidden symbols. I spoke unhallowed words, and from the smoke that rose like a dragon's last breath, a demon appeared to me and said, "Ask, O blighted king, and you shall have." "Just tell me," I cried. "Tell me what ails me."
And what was his answer?
Heraka. Never had I known a single word can cut deeper than the sharpest of daggers. With maddening glee, the demon told me she was one of his kin, a soul-swallowing horror that had been feeding on both my body and my spirit like a leech. An ancient being was she, that moved from king to king throughout the ages, filling their hearts with love, then draining them of life. After such revelations, does one truly desire to live on? Death seemed like a mother then, welcoming me with her all will be well embrace. Yet still I feared exceedingly her seemingly sweet caress, and the oblivion that would follow. Release me from her, demon, and give me back the strength of a sick, free existence. So went my desperate plea. It smiled, of course it did. Smiled bare 100 razors as its eyes came alight with infernal fire. 1,000 years I will give you, it whispered. But then your soul shall be mine to incarcerate in the depths of hellish nemesis. As for your throne, that I'll have now. What say you, O brittle king? Do you accept my terms?
And did you accept?
I think you know the answer to that question, Hunter. But I've said enough for now. These memories are painful to recollect. So let us turn to the rest of them later.
Get out of here. I mean, I'll take my leave.
More prey awaits.
So, he has reason to be biased against demons then. But also, he's dramatic as fuck and likes similes a lot.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually got up during that conversation, got a bowl of M&Ms, and went to the bathroom. Came back, and he wasn't even halfway done yet, and I was like...
Yep, he kept going. He lots of dramatic, like, window dressing for that story going on, with similes and metaphors and dramatic writing, like every sophomore that in English class.
Yeah.
That was
Let's
rough.
see what our characters have to say about that.
Well, well, well. So our very own demon hunter once dabbled in the so-called darkest of arts himself.
Demon hunter? Imposter, more like. All his talk of demons has been nothing but double-faced falsity.
You hit the nail on the head. No matter the circumstance, I simply cannot abide a hypocrite.
Take that, John.
John's just sitting over in the corner being like,
You'll be hearing about this in my poetry. Fucking depressed
find his
ass
journal
Jahan.
later.
Right here.